Hey everybody. Moo. A warning, this video may contain risen boobies. So I know it's been a second since I've actually uploaded a video, and I thought I would go ahead and humor all of you and finally do a video on what people have been requesting non-stop, which is a body review on my Dollshe Amanda Beauty. Alright, so we have here my Dollshe Amanda Beauty. She's on the F26 Classic body. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. My computer's over there and I don't feel like running over and checking it. I don't know why I keep breaking into terrible accent. Let's start at the head. So the hand, side to side. Why am I doing these accents? Forward and back is not very much there. Left is all the way forward. Left is all the way back. Yes. So, range of motion on the head. Obviously it can turn all the way around. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. My bed is like 20 feet off the ground and sometimes it's hard to get on. Range of motion of the neck, you get it, you got it, turns to the side. So, let's see, this is about average on where she sits normally. This is forward. Now, note that each chest plate is going to be a little bit different in terms of range of motion due to the breast size. So these are obviously the largest breasts, so they prevent her from pushing forward. But anyway, you get it. So this is back. She goes pretty far back. You'll notice hot glue sueding there. So anyway, all the way back. It does create a gap, but with clothing on, you don't see it. So there's range of motion there. Let's do side. Again, huge hole gap, but she can do it all the way to there. Moving on to her arms, we will show you, this is obviously resting. We're gonna go all the way up to here. You twist it to get the elastic down in that cavity, and she'll hold that, and then up. So she's got full range of motion there. Can spin all the way around and smack me in the face. Elbows are double jointed, so you've got the option to the 90 and all the way up. And you can do it like that if you want to. You know, you got options there. You can play around. And we'll move down to her wrists. If you're wondering about these, I'll talk about it at the end of the video probably. But yes, range of motion. This would be in theory a hand. So you've got pretty good range of motion. Obviously not too much on the side to side, but you can just twist it and get your angle that you're going for. Covered everything on the top, so then we'll move to this piece, which is one solid. You have no waist joint, which means we just have the leg wells. So this is all the way back, this is standing straight up, and this is all the way up. So you can see the two differences there. Her knees are double jointed, so you got this option and your second option. She can sit like this, peach keen. So, and last but not least, range of motion for the feet. You have all the way down, which is super impressive, and all the way up. And we'll change that so you can see. Look at that! Like, you don't even have to worry about heel feet to get those nice angles. It's fantastic. So that's roughly the range of motion. Congratulations. So now we're going to talk about the head. You've probably already noticed that she has a basic head cap. This is actually a balloon. I use it instead of wig caps. And those two little bumps in there are magnets. No bigs. They do have the Dollshe logo sticker on the back. So there you go. And it is held on with magnets. So you can see that. Magnets obviously correspond here and here. They have little tiny magnet wells. The eyes are held in standard with eye putty. I personally am using Ico's 10mm rubber eyes. I can't remember what they are. They're basically like the plastic glass. I think what they're labeled as. I don't know. I'll put a link down below. The other cool thing about this sculpt is she has teeth. Teethuses. And I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's see. Let's do that. So this white chunk right here, that is actually her teeth. And they just sit down in the well, which goes down to this spot right here. This is all hollowed out inside of her head. So they just sit down. There's two sections. There's a top set of teeth and a bottom set of teeth, and they're held together with magnets. I'll probably try to find a Dollshe site photo and I'll just pop it in here real quick somewhere. I would take them out and show you, and I'll explain why I'm not in a little bit, but just know they're in there. But yeah, they're really nice. I do like them a lot. A lot. Sounds cool. But I'm also partial to dolls with teeth, so you know. And also, if you're wondering, I will link my face-up artist down below. She's very good. Let's move on to extras, everyone's favorite. Just kidding, maybe it's my only favorite. I don't know. Dollshe, when they released the second orders, whatever you want to call it, they sent out everything with the doll, which is fantastic because I got all the extras and I like extras. Part of those extras are the changing hand parts, which are these things, and basically it's just this little nub here, so whenever you're changing clothes you don't have to worry about snapping off a finger. So I really liked that they offered it. My original package actually didn't have them, so I had to wait to get these in, and they just came in like 2 days ago, which is kind of another reason why I've waited so long to do this video. I wanted to make sure I got everything before I went over and did an extensive body review. But yeah, I just slapped them on there for reasons. I don't know. You can see this box. It's pretty big. It's very big. I've been talking like that at work so much, and I apologize that I can't quit doing it. Angles are bad. Anywho, let's talk about the extras. So with your package, or with my package, you get 3 sets of feet. You have the flat feet, which you saw on her. You get these heeled legs, which give you no joint at the ankle, which are super nice for getting those realistic feet shots. So they're a thing. I've actually not put them on her yet because I have no heel feet for her yet. Finding shoes to fit this behemoth is more than difficult. I'm gonna zoom in. Hey. So what the hell? I'm gonna do this. So feet detail is really nice. You can see high pictures on Dollshe's website, and I'm just gonna do probably one hand so you can kind of see what's going on here. Yeah, I blushed these myself. They don't come blushed, but I figured it'd be easier to show you and you would be able to see in the video, so that's great. Alright. So like I said, you get 2 feet, heeled legs. You get 2 heeled feet, so you could just switch out on the current body. They just jump off at the edge, and they're the exact same feet as the heeled legs. They just the feet as is. And they include 6 different hands. So we have the resting on the hips hands. Cool. We have your resting hands somewhere, which are basically just your average when you have your hand down, relaxed, a relaxed hand position. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. You get it. If you're interested in pictures, look at my DeviantArt. Jeez, Melita. And they released with the very original pre-order, they released, or they sent out as a gift, a makeup set, which is a little compact and like a lipstick, and that's what these hands are actually focused for. However, this hand is very useful for just like holding things. As a matter of fact, when she's not naked and in a video, she's sitting on my bedside stand, and I use her to hold my phone charger cord. Because why not? Who doesn't want an expensive phone charger cord holder? But yeah, so you get 3 sets of hands. And you have the 2 sets of, well, 3 sets of chests as well. Chest pieces. I got the box out so I could show you. I didn't want to. I was reluctant to do it because it was in the back of the closet. Let's just go ahead and get it out. So here's your box. I am around 5'11", so if that gives you a decent idea of how big this box is, it's pretty big. Alright, let's get into this box. You'll also get your certificate, which is actually in card format, which I think is pretty cool that companies are starting to do that. So much room. I've been watching way too many Miranda Sings videos. Foam, standard foam, nothing special there. So we have the chest pieces. This is the smallest bust size. And then the medium. And And then of course, what she's on right now, which is the large. Last but not least, the extras, they give you some elastic and some of these silicone kips. They're not really kips, I guess. They're more inserts. We'll just call them silicone inserts, which I'll explain in a moment. And some spare magnets. So, very nice, very nice. Let's move on to the engineering of this doll as a whole. Really, excuse me. Okay, so moving on to engineering. I really just want to mainly talk about the joints and how they've tried to make this body pose better. And they've done that by adding these silicone inserts into several of the joints across the body. So you've got some in the neck, you can see right here. There's 3 in the neck. You've got 5 in each arm socket. You have 4 in the elbows. You have 2 here and 2 here in your little pieces. Let me see if I can actually just show it to you. Yeah. Kate, what are you doing? Ruining everything. She's got some in her leg wells, several in her leg wells, and then 2 more in the knee joint, the same as the arm. But because of the silicone inserts, she can hold a couple different poses. I mean, simple ones. Obviously, she's not going to compete with a Fairyland to hold poses. I don't know. I question that actually. She's really good at posing. The second thing that I like about the silicone inserts is that you don't notice the squeak shit that usually happens when you're moving doll joints around. So that's great. That reduces that, and it's just so much more fantastical. I'm rambling now on that. I also want to take note real quick to mention that in person she feels really sturdy, really solid. However, she's not ridiculously heavy. I feel like she's lighter than my Eiffel House EID was. Don't quote me on that because they're probably the same weight and I'm just crazy. But I just feel like the resin pieces are lighter. And you're probably thinking, well, why does that really matter? And it helps a lot with posing. So if this arm was so heavy that it couldn't hold its own pose, that would create a problem. So they fixed that problem, and you don't really have that issue with these guys. So that's the thing. I think that's roughly everything aside from the things that I don't like about the body. And don't get me wrong by saying that I don't like these things. It's not that I think this doll is bad. I highly recommend this doll. I give this doll a 10 out of 10. Which is very great. But I think that it would be unfair of me to not mention them because this is a review. So, the first thing, which you probably noticed in the very beginning, was the range of motion on her neck. Now, to get this realistic neck, most BJDs have that tiny neck, so they have the great range of motion, but it's not really realistic because we don't have stick figure necks. I just noticed I'm missing a magnet. Son of a... Where did you... Oh, well, I found the magnet. It's on the head cap. We're good. Range of motion on the neck. This is kind of disappointing, guys. Like, that's the end. So she can't... This is her looking down. Like, that's it. Nah, so, range of motion on the neck is just not something I am very happy with at all. Especially because whenever I'm taking photography, I like to do those weird angles, and I can't really get them unless I break her back, and then it's just kind of complicated. She can still sort of look down. Like, that's as far down as she can look. Meh. Again, you're sacrificing aesthetics for posability and vice versa, but that's just one of the things that I'm not fond of. The other thing I'll mention right now is that her teeth. The reason I'm not taking her teeth out is because I've actually had to put a little bit of eye putty down in the bottom part of her chin. So when the teeth sit, they rest a little bit higher because they sit a little bit too low for my liking. You won't be able to pick it up in the video, but the 2 sets of teeth, whenever there's nothing in there, they sit so low that the top teeth are the only thing that show. And I just feel like she looks kind of like she's doing this. And it's just not something that I like. So anyway, it's a really easy fix, and it gives you options, I suppose, if you want that type of look. So I'm not gonna really say that's something I don't like, but it is something notable that if you're noticing that with your doll, that's all I did. Helpful tip. I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't have the silicone inserts in the chest piece. Like I said, I think I mentioned it earlier, but the original photos, they did show several silicone kips. There was like 6, I think, up here, and I don't know why they took them out. Maybe they just didn't drilling holes in there, maybe it caused problems. I don't know. You can see I did have to hot glue suede, and it's just not the most pretty job because I needed a lot for it to do what I needed it to do. So there's a lot up there, but it doesn't really cause a huge problem. It's just something that, I'm not gonna flaunt and be like, I love it. I think that's it. Yeah, everything else about this body I absolutely love. For the fact, look at this. Those silicone inserts are doing a great job for this pose. They always have. And those feet. Look at those feet. I cannot get over that because I never have to change out her feet, and it's great. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and if you did like it, give it a thumbs up and share it to all your friends and family. Just kidding, I hope this helps one person. Goodbye.